Alright, so we've already gone over the topic for the essay, but it's up here again at the top, and we've already gone over that checklist that's in the Springboard book for EA2. But once again, the topic for the prompt: write a multi-paragraph informational, explanatory, expository, remember all those words mean the same thing, essay explaining how people can improve their lives through observing and interacting with animals. Okay, so once again, this will be a 5-paragraph essay. It will start off, as always, with the introduction. You always need the hook as your first sentence, is where I would place the hook. And anecdote, quote, question, statement of intrigue would be the 4 different AQQS strategy. Obviously, there's other ways of doing a hook as well, but those are 4 solid ones to just so we don't have 50 different types to confuse things. And I did mention that a lot of people choose this one, the quote. So if you come across in any of the research that you're going to do a good quote from a person, or in the readings that we did in Springboard, people have chosen some from there in the past, I would highly recommend an anecdote or a quote. Question would be my least favorite. Statement of intrigue also can be useful. So that's how you're going to start your essay. Then your next sentence or 2 will be commenting or telling more about whatever. Sorry, as I was saying, you're making comments on your hook. You're saying why it's important, what it means, that kind of thing. And then you will express your thesis. You'll write your thesis, which is the topic or opinion, not an opinion, topic for the entire essay. Okay, so remember that's a thesis statement, is like a topic sentence, but for the entire essay. So you're gonna, depends on what your body paragraphs are your focus. Some people focus only on service animals. Some people do a different topic for each. So one on service animals, one on how it helps your health, and one on like police dogs. So if your thesis statement could be something as simple as that animals help people in many ways, some of which you might not even, well, don't use you. We're going to talk about it at the bottom. We don't want to use second-person pronouns, only, especially if you have a question up here. You can't say, did you know? No use. Okay, so I know that's going to be a hard habit to break, but you can do it. All right, so after your thesis statement, after you go over it's hard for me to tell you what that's going to be without knowing what you have chosen as your body paragraph topics. So body paragraph, I'm giving you examples here. Let's say you chose service dogs as your first body paragraph. Okay, so you'll have your topic sentence. One of the ways that animals can help people is by being service dogs. Okay, that would be your topic sentence. Then using the research that you used, you're going to come up with details about those service dogs, how they help people, how they're trained, what they need, what they do for people, how long that they stay with a person, all kinds of details that you learned from your research. Okay, so detail 1, research or info and commentary. So, like for instance, after I put my topic sentence as service dogs, detail number 1, service dogs can help blind people. And then you will put your research information about what you learned about how service dogs can help blind people. So what they do, how they do it, how they're trained, how old, what kind of dogs. There's all kinds of information you could have learned from the research. Okay, so that's body paragraph number 1. Just follow you're going to do, so the reason you have all these details is so you have a quality paragraph. Okay, a quality paragraph is probably between 5 and 7 sentences, sometimes longer, very rarely shorter. Okay, it's not all about, I'm not concerned about length so much as I'm concerned about providing enough information to make it worth the reader's time. If you just put sometimes dogs help blind people. They help them by telling them where to go. And then that's your paragraph. Obviously, we have more information than that we can find. Okay, so example of body paragraph 2 I chose as police dogs. So you'll talk about bomb sniffing dogs and canine units and drug sniffing dogs and all those different types of dogs and how they help police. This is just an example. You can choose other topics. You saw the articles that I showed you on my website. There's tons. Okay, so this is just a couple of examples. You do not have to do these 3. Body paragraph 3, how pets can help people. So we haven't talked about pets so far. So on our 3rd body paragraph, you can talk about this. Your topic sentence, you'll notice a pattern here. Detail number 1, research information. or commentary detail number 2. So you're going to have at least 3 reasons to support this topic sentence, and then information that you learned from your commentary, or from your research, sorry. And then your conclusion. You often will rephrase the thesis. So not just recopying it, but showing again, circling around to answer the question, so what? Why was this important? What can people do about it in the future? Sometimes there's a call to action. So if people can support local animal shelters, or something that you brought up earlier that people can learn more about, or be a sponsor for a helper monkey. I don't know. There's all kinds of things that you could suggest and have as a so what. Why was this topic important? What can people walk away from with what information that they have? And this last thing I put down here, I have a couple. This is the bibliographic information for the Springboard book. So if you use any of the stories or information from Springboard that we've read, this is the information you'll include in your bibliography. I will do a whole separate video on how to do your bibliography page. And then no first or second pronouns, so no I and no you. Get rid of those. And then, like I just said, don't forget your bibliography page, which I will make a separate video about that shortly. Thanks.